Today we're going to do a full tutorial of RestaurantZone's platform. I'm going to talk about how you can use it to, your full advantage here. And, we have a lot of different types of features, and it's just a matter of using the right things to get results. I'm going to go over some strategies and things our clients do that have been getting them tons of interviews. And I'm going to just go over some of the things we recommend as well, so that you could succeed with us. It's all about just using kind of the platform right here. So let's crack into it. So obviously here's our resume search. That's one of our first products that we had. We have a lot of different other types of things you could use here as well. I'm going to talk about the database where there are millions of candidates and how you can source effectively. This is a really great way to reach out to mostly passive talent. Trying to find certain types of people with experience and, simply touching base with them, connecting with them, and seeing if they would be a fit for your company. So let's get into it. It's usually keyword based. Obviously typical searches can just be job titles, and you could type in the location and run a search. As you could see here, we could preview the resumes just to see, okay, what type of experience is showing up here. He's an executive chef and sous chef, this guy. And once you go there, you can preview the resume, go through it. You'll notice all the email, and here's the chef kind of experience. He's got a lot of different experience here. And then of course you have all the contact information. A lot of our clients, they have success with calling the candidates to connect, texting them. Both have been very popular. You could do email too. More success I've seen with our clients has been on the calling and texting. Younger generation do a lot of mobile. You could save notes here on the right. You can create different types of folders here on the right as well. So if I wanted to save him, I could either add them to my current sous chef folder, see that I have that, or I'll just create another one right here, sous chef 2 folder. All right, and save. That's it. You can always download it too, by the way, and drop it in your ATS or wherever your desktop, right there. Just click the download button. There you go. See. All right. So as you see, it marks saved and it marked view. Every plan comes with a certain amount of views. So what else can you do? Well, I like searching by concept. I think that's a very effective way, underrated way too, to kind of find people that are related to your company. You could do that by typing hotel brands, restaurant brands. You could type fine dining, upscale. You could type casual. That's one way to do it. You could do like manager casual dining and kind of see what comes up here. I'm not sure how many we have. Okay, looks like we got some here. You could also do fine dining. But my favorite thing is to do the brand. So you could just come in here and type in, like, let's say an Applebee's. I could just write an Applebee, because sometimes the candidate might just write Applebee's with apostrophe or not. So you want to just do that. Applebee, there you go. See, it's showing up there. Manager, Applebee's. Okay. You could try all sorts of different concepts in there. You could do, let's see, Marriott Hotel maybe. Marriott Hotel. All right, there you got it. And there you go. Marriott Hotel is going to show up here. Yep, there you go. Okay, so that's what you could do. You could type different concepts. Definitely a great way to target people. I really like this NRN list. I'll include in the bottom of this video and in the blog. You could target concepts like this. You could go Pizza Hut, Dunkin' Donuts, Taco Bell, Applebee's, whatever it may be, Olive Garden. And this is really effective. You could just go through and target people like that. You could come in and put in those concepts right there and just run your searches. So that's been very effective. I've really seen a lot of people succeed with that when they're trying to look for concept-friendly candidates. Using those type of keywords is helpful to kind of screen out. At the same time, you could always use general too, and you could sort by data relevance. All right, so let's talk about the next thing, saved resumes. This is where you could save and organize your candidates. As you recall, I just saved one right here. Here's the Brian Samuel who we saved, and he's in that folder right there. So that's kind of the folder I created. I could edit or delete it, whatever I kind of choose I want to do. I can also add other folders in here to organize candidates. So I can create one. It's like a desktop, just creating and deleting folders. You could always delete folders. I could just delete that, and boop, there it goes, gone. These candidates stay in here forever. If you do have tons of resumes, it may take a little time to load them. At times when you click a folder, you know, there may be, well, that one doesn't have a lot, but it may take a little bit of time if you have tons of candidates saved, just a couple seconds. So just something to note. You could always edit the folders too, change the names, change the notes in there. As you'll notice, they're notes that I saved. Even here too, there you go, loading a little bit. And you'll see here when I click that, that will drop down the candidate. Right here will pull up his resume. All right. And that's how saved resumes works. It's there for the resume database. It's just there for you to organize candidates. You don't have to use it. We have some people who make tons of folders and use it, and we have others who don't utilize it. It's really up to you on if you want to use it or not. So let's go to the premium job ads. This is our newly rolled out product. It's we're kind of working out these functionalities right now. We just rolled these out, and these are very exciting. I think they're very effective as well. This is a way to kind of get candidates who actively apply to your jobs. And basically what happens here is we promote to all these different types of job boards and also our audience of job seekers in the database. And so when you post an ad, you'll get eyeballs on that ad. And what happens is we'll get all these applicants from these different job boards, but then our software and our team screen out 60 to 80% of the candidates. So when you click Get Started, it's very simple. You kind of go through and put together your job description and title. You could even put some additional comments, which I'll get into, but like I said, you'll put this together and it will get promoted to all these job boards once you click the Submit button. But then what happens is a little different. Instead of getting inundated with a bunch of applicants, you'll actually receive 5 to 10 pre-screened and vetted candidates from the job posting. So instead of having to review a bunch of people, our team, well, first our software screens out a certain percentage, and then our team also will kind of pre-screen, vet the candidates. They may text and email them. They may talk to them briefly if we feel it's necessary. And then whatever email you indicate, we'll deliver those 5 to 10 candidates. Maybe it could be more, maybe it could be less, that match that criteria. So if you're putting a line cook or a restaurant manager, you'll get those to the email that you indicate. And definitely a very effective way. Sometimes the interviews are scheduled. You could even provide a direct line or cell phone, and we'll even have one of them call you, which is, I think, really neat. Just takes a lot of work off your hand. And you just got to pick up the phone or call them back, and you could have a great conversation with some talent that we vetted. So definitely a lot different than regular job postings. I think it's a lot of to keep in mind, it just gets vet and pre-screened, and this is kind of how you can use it. So very simple. The additional comments field is something that does not get promoted on the job boards or the email. This is to our internal RZ team so that they could understand exactly what you're looking for. Let's say the job description, you put more of the promotional details of the job. The additional comments and requirements are basically for our internal team to see, what exactly, are you looking for in the candidate, or what are some things you don't want, and for you to kind of just provide us additional insights so we can do a good job on this. And that's kind of how that works. So let's exit that out. Now, we also have a few other functionalities called Source Assist and Email Blast. Source Assist is very useful. It's a personalized resume alert setup. Like I said, these premium job ads, Source Assist, and email campaigns, each of them come with different plans. Some people have these in their plans. Some people only have database. Same with Source Assist and email. But let's assume you have all these wonderful tools at your disposal. And Source Assist is setting up personalized resume alerts. Again, very easy. It's our sourcing and curation team actually that help with this. And you could just set up a personalized alert. You can go in here and say you want to see different types of restaurant managers coming in to our database, and our sourcing team will hand pick candidates. They'll be looking at them before they send you, not to worry, and send them over to your email. So let's say you want a monthly alert on restaurant managers in Phoenix, Arizona. You can just set that up, and you'll be able to receive those candidates via email every once a month. And everyone gets a free credit though on this actually too, before even if they don't have it. So take advantage of it. It's a good little tool to see what sort of passive talent and what sort of people are out there. Okay, so now we've got the email blast. I'll probably conclude with this email blast. Of course, we have the help section, which is pretty standard. I'm sure you guys have always seen this. It's a standard form, and you could just give us feedback on the product. You could put in customer service requests as well, and that's just there for you. But let's talk about the email blast, which is the final part of this tutorial, and you can get started here. Okay. So email blasts are targeted email campaigns that are actually branded, and really nice campaigns. I can even give you a little show of what one looks like. We create different branded campaigns for our clients to direct traffic to ATS career sites or jobs. And they're really nice. I think it's a really nice touch to get your brand out there. And you'll see here, these are templates we've created for past clients. And yeah, we've used them. The call to actions are then set up to the ATS. So let's go back here. And very easy for you to do. A lot of people use these as boosts. Sometimes they do have a CPC budget of, let's say, a couple $1,000s or whatever it may be a month that they like to spend on consistent email campaign advertising. Really depends on you how you want to utilize it. And you could go through, and it's very similar. You just give us the details. You tell us if you have an ATS link, like what ATS do you want to connect to. Some people actually have ATSs that track the vendors, so they can even track the traffic that comes from us. Sometimes they don't. If you actually say no and you don't have this option, we can actually help you set up with one of our job board partners, so you can actually track our traffic. We of course want to deliver applicants and want you to be able to do that, so you could see where you're getting your impactful kind of hires from. And so that's something you could do. You fill out this form to get started. You just go through step by step. You could pick different types of budgets on what you want. Let's say I picked that one, or I picked the 1,000, and that will basically give you an estimated number of candidates. Actually, if we don't hit these metrics, like let's say we hit 9, we'll actually run more traffic until you hit 10. You actually have the ability to review the email campaign before it goes out. You don't have to, but if you'd like to, if you maybe have marketing and compliance things you want to review and make sure everything's branded all right, you could do that. And you could basically submit and get started on that. Pretty easy to use, and definitely a great way. We've seen a lot of hourly, this being used on hourly management as well, but definitely restaurant openings are pretty popular for this, job fairs. That's where the email blasts are really going to kind of come into play here. So very easy form. You just fill it out and it gets running after 24 hours. Okay. That concludes the tutorial. I'm actually going to show you where you could find other tutorials and just really useful information. I'm a big fan of the RZ Resource Center. You'll notice that we have different search tips, different tutorials on the software. And also, I would recommend actually checking the employer and recruiters. We have a lot of different articles in here written, by our team and experts that we interview, and there's definitely great information in here. For instance, even here, like 12 restaurant recruiting tools to try today. All different technology you could try to just make your days more efficient, and yeah, definitely check that out in the Resource Center. So blog.therestaurantzone.com, employer resources, or the RZ Resource Center. Okay, well that concludes the tutorial. Thank you for watching, and as always, happy hiring.